Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the first edition of Full Pedal Jacket Oval Madness. This is something we're going to start doing, hopefully, if not every week, then every couple of weeks, to bring you a little bit of a different content base than what you're used to. You're used to seeing us Monday through Wednesdays for our normal league events, but tonight we're coming to you with something a little bit different. And boy, I'll tell you what, I am excited for this one. Tonight, we are running the classic, the 410 dirt sprint cars on the infamous Eldora Speedway, and we are in for a good, fun event tonight. Lots of drivers in here, and we are going heat racing here in just about 5 minutes. Guys are putting in their qualifying laps now, so I'll kind of be going through that a little bit as guys start to put laps down. A 2-lap solo qual, so you won't be seeing any qualifying like you would for a normal week for our content, but we'll see what kind of laps are put down here. Top lap right now is going to the 48 of Donald Blackburn. Another thing to mention, this is an open session, so we do have some guys that you are used to seeing and some guys that you aren't used to seeing. So a little bit of both going on here tonight, and it should make for a really, really fun event. So let guys kind of finish up their qualifying. Obviously, we return to our normal weekly content next week from Atlanta, Tuesday and Wednesday, for 170 laps there for round 6 of our Intimidator Cup Series. And you will see some familiar names in here. You will see some familiar names in here from that.
Not only from that, you're going to see some new names here of guys that have recently joined us in the league, so you might want to stay tuned and see who all is coming in from dirt to the NASCAR races pretty soon.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see some of maybe the iRacing dirt ringers, per se, that are going to join us here and see how they fare against some of our own dirt ringers that I know are very talented in their craft. So it'll be interesting here as we get closer to heat racing, what these guys are going to be able to put on for us tonight. Man, I am just so excited. I love dirt racing, and I know Peyton loves dirt racing. In the booth with me, this is our league owner, Peyton Jennings, as per the usual for anybody that is watching tonight that is not used to our content. We both love dirt racing. A lot of the guys in the league love dirt racing, so we wanted to get started with some classic that's a little bit off of our normal content of running the cup cars and branch out and get some new content going. So qualifying about halfway over right now. Fastest lap on the board is Cole DeWeese in the 13.444.
That is a very fast lap.
That is a really fast lap. First guy out of Full Pedal Jacket, at least the name that you will know, is Tyler Bentley, sitting right now with a 13.544.
Hey,
about in 7th position.
We may call him slow, but on the dirt, he seems pretty fast here tonight.
He and his brother Nathan are definitely both pretty fast. Nathan a little bit further down the qualifying order, but obviously qualifying only determines your heat position. It all comes down to heat racing, and that is going to be a massive part of tonight's racing. We're going to have 4 10-lap heats. Top 4 from each heat will advance right on to our 35-lap feature. We're going to have 2 12-lap B-main races as well. Top 2 from each of those goes to the features. So really, really similar to how you'd see the World of Outlaws sprint cars run their feature events on a Saturday night.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to mention here that we haven't went over yet, this is actually put on by our own Tyler Bentley. He has elected to give up his $5 from winning a stage last week at Bristol to put on some of these races here moving forward. So not only are we got our normal sponsors between Supreme Ape, our good friend, and William Rice from JCB Excavation, but Tyler Bentley has put up a little bit of money here to get these sessions up and rolling.
All right, so we're going to get started here. And yeah, I totally forgot to mention our friends at JCB and our friends with Supreme Ape. So again, thanks to them. We're going to have 9 cars here in heat number 1. Fastest qualifier, Cole DeWeese, is in this heat. He'll start on the pole alongside the number 15 of Alex Coffey.
Quite a few guys from Full Pedal Jacket, maybe new entries here that we'll be seeing. So It'll be interesting to see how many of them can make it into the top 4 here to get sent right into that feature at the end.
Yeah, and row 2 will feature Justin Osborne and another potential Full Pedal Jacket member, John Curtis. Row 3 is going to be a name you saw last week, Don Milkowicz. He starts 5th alongside Zeke Brownell in the 16. That's row number 3. Row number 4 is going to be Jeff Anderson in the 49 and Eric Einerson in the 27. And shotgun on the first heat race field is going to be Jack Berger in the 19. Looks like we got 8 of 9. Maybe Jack Berger not taking the grid. I see Iracing scoring a little bit weird when it comes to heat racing until we actually get a scored lap. So we'll have 2 pace laps and then we'll be off in heat number 1.
A lot of pretty looking cars out there tonight. A lot of different sponsorships. I love seeing these dirt cars with the sponsors plastered just about everywhere over the car. I know you do as well, Dawson, and it's a very nice change of pace for us as opposed to our normal, simple, clean cup cars that we see.
Yeah, definitely, and that's kind of what makes dirt racing special. Obviously, the cars are unique to racing. The racing is unique in and of itself. You're going to see some good racing tonight. I don't doubt it at all. Eldora is a great venue for sprint car racing specifically, and I know we will see some incredible racing action tonight here as we start off with our 4 heat races. So Pace Truck should take the left turn here to be Cole DeWeese leading the field to the green flag in heat number 1. Field into turn 3 and 4. 8 cars going for 4 transfer spots. Let's see who the first 4 are to make the feature. Green flag from Eldora. Fpj Oval Madness is underway. Luis with a good run off into turn number 1 and 2. He rides the fence high. First car, 2 is going to be Alex Coffey. Car in the wall in the back. Couldn't quite tell what number it was. Coffey's going to challenge for the lead early. DeWeese rides that high line, but wow, look at the run by Alex Coffey. He's going for the lead off into turn 1. Slides up the racetrack, trying to cut the 33 off. 33 got the wall, they're right behind him. That was the 33 of DeWeese. He is off the pace and stopped on the back straightaway. And he has taken that car to pit road. Not the start to the ninth that he wanted. We'll see if he sticks around to try to get in for the feature from the last chance races. Oh, more wrecking. Oh, big wreck over here. And they're wrecking again. Don Milkowicz is in it. Oh, Jeff Anderson. Oh, my goodness. A huge ride for the 49.
Now, one thing that is a little bit different here than what we normally do is these guys have no damage, so we're able to get a couple guys who maybe don't run dirt as often out here on the track and give it their best shot. Unfortunately, due to that, our heat racing is not going to have any cautions in order to kind of expedite the process, get onto the features.
So right now, top 4 are Alex Coffey, Eric Einerson, Justin Osborne, and John Curtis. But that 4th transfer spot seems to be pretty highly contested. We'll go back here to Mr. Curtis. Yep, we may have a battle brewing for the transfer spot. And that's Zeke Brownell that is chasing down the 117 of Curtis. Time by 3 laps to go. Leaders just crossed it. It's Alex Coffey. He's well in front of Eric Einerson for the lead.
See these guys running a lot of different lines here. This being a fixed setup race, it's going to be how much momentum you can carry through the corners and onto the straight here. Pretty much just comes down to how well you can drive the track.
Tell you what, Alex Coffey, he'd already gotten close to the 33 there under green, but man, he has put on a heck of a show here as he takes the white flag in heat number 1. I still Einerson, Osborne, and Curtis in the transfer spots pretty solidly now, about a half a second between 4th and 5th. Through 3 and 4, off turn number 4, heat number 1, winner Alex Coffey. Einerson, Osborne, and John Curtis will transfer to the feature as the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place cars. Zeke Brownell comes up just short in the 5th position. Jeff Anderson in 6th. Don Milkowicz in 7th, and Cole DeWeese in 8th. They're going to have to try to get in through one of the 2 B main races.
Yeah, really unfortunate for DeWeese starting up there so high up, but he'll have a second shot at it in our B mains.
Now, I'll tell you right now, this car is going to have this heat is going to have a few less cars, just because of the way the grid is set up. So I think we're going to have 7 cars in this heat, maybe 6. So we'll see who all grids up here, but the first 2 rows are in, so we'll get them. It's Donald Blackburn in the 48 machine. Outside of him is Bryce Lucius in the 32. There's Nathan Bentley. He's going to line up third for heat number 2. And Tyler Miller will line up in the 4th position. Another Full Pedal Jacket member I forgot to mention, Brady Shue in the 68. He'll be 5th for heat number 2. And Blake Evans will be outside of him. That's for 6th. Shotgun on the field, number 17, the familiar NOS paint scheme there. And that is Michael Yukovsky. So we'll see here with 7 cars on the grid. Going for 4 spots. We'll see how this race turns out. Last one was pretty good, pretty action-packed. We definitely have some fast drivers in here.
Now, one thing about these Oval Madness races, as we continue to bring them throughout the weeks, these are going to be open mainly to the public. So if anybody out there who is watching this might want to join in on iRacing if you have it, or if you're out there just watching, enjoying the content that we're putting out here, there's going to be a very wide variety skill of drivers that we have showing up to these races. So we may see some guys that come in for 1 week for a race and absolutely dominate the field, and then come back the next week for a completely, entirely different field, besides some of the guys that we normally see out there from Full Pedal Jacket.
Yeah, and you're going to continue to see those consistent names show up, along with some new league members we may gain along the way because of these races, and some other recruitment efforts we're going through right now. So, I mean, definitely, if you're wanting to join up and run a broadcasted race like we're doing right now, this is a good opportunity to do it. Obviously, we do have our league on Wednesday nights as well, but this is a good chance to get into an open lobby with some of our drivers and experience it for yourself. Green flag in heat number 2. Bad start for Blackburn in the 48. We're going to be 3 wide, headed for turn 1. Blackburn falling way off the pace. He's going to recover here to get to 3rd. We'll see. It's going to kind of shake out here on lap number 1. Blackburn goes way down to the bottom of the racetrack. Good start for Nathan Bentley, who gets to P2. Bryce Lucius gets away with the lead on the initial start. That was on for the transfer position. Brady Shue's in it. Tyler Miller wants it. Tight pack here off turn number 4. 8 laps to go here in heat number 2. You'll see as the track continues to slick off during our heat racing. Guys start to move a little bit closer to the top. The guys that run better on the top are going to get better as the night goes on. You're definitely starting to see that already. Battle is for 5th now. That's Tyler Miller, Michael Yukovsky there. Battle still for 4th potentially.
I believe we just had a car hit the wall and catch the fence, as looks like Bentley has made it in.
So a new leader is actually Nathan Bentley in the 6th. So now you're looking at the battle for 3rd, and potentially a battle for a transfer spot as the battle's on for the race lead. Let's count there for a second. Blackburn slides across the nose of the 6th. Wow, good move there. Bentley back to the bottom trying to repay him. He does. Good slide. And another crossover there. What a switchback there by the number 48 of Blackburn. This is a great battle for the race lead we've got going right here.
Yeah, Nathan, not one of the guys that normally shows this kind of aggressiveness whenever it comes to the normal cup races, but he is out here driving the tires off this thing tonight.
Oh, and I don't blame him at all. He's really confident in his durabilities. Knew he was going to be good tonight. He's showing off in this heat race. 2 to go at the line here. And battle looks to be off for 4th now. It'll be pretty close, but you guys were just not quite close enough to the back bumper of the 28 of Tyler Miller. Blackburn with another charge to the bottom of the racetrack. White flag in heat 2.
Yeah, Blackburn may have fallen asleep on the start, but he's definitely showing why he was starting at the front of this field, fighting his way back up into the 2nd position.
Good run off 3 and 4, or off to 1 and 2. He's going to send it to the bottom, right against the inside wall. Not quite enough. Nathan Bentley wins heat number 2. So Bentley, Blackburn, Brady Shue, and Tyler Miller, they're going to be the 4 that qualify automatically right to the feature race. It'll be Michael Yukovsky, Blake Evans that are going to have to try to get in via the last chance qualifying races we'll have here after 2 more 10-lap heats. So we'll get the grid for heat number 3. And this is going to be an even smaller grid, I think. I think we've got maybe 6 cars on this grid. Maybe only 5, though. Yeah, it appears it's only going to be 5 cars flying for 4 spots. So on the pole is Garrett Halsey in the 17. There's Tyler Bentley, Nathan's brother, coming right out in heat number 3. He's outside row 1. Scott Hobson in the 30. He's row number 2, alongside Brendan Williams, also from Full Pedal Jacket. And the 6th place starter on the grid, but actually the 5th place starter is the 67 of Joe Luciano. So 5 cars for 4 spots in heat number 3 of 4.
Yeah, you get into these later heats, it's pretty much going to be guarantees for some of these guys going in, racing mainly for position here. Where are you going to start whenever it comes to the feature? So some of these guys may be easy to get into that final A main, but position really matters whenever it comes to these cars.
It definitely does, and we clearly saw it. If you don't get the best start, you're definitely not out of it. Donald Blackburn coming back from not the greatest of starts to almost get to the back of the 6th there at the end of that heat. Got some fast cars out here tonight. You can already tell the feature, after all the heat racing is done here in just a little bit, you're going to want to stick around for it. 35 laps of feature racing. 1 to go until we'll start heat number 3. The 17 of Halsey laying way off the front of the field. I'm not sure. Here's how we're going to start it. So
Might tighten up here, getting closer into the corner, but
he did a little bit. He's up closer to it now. His truck is off.
Oh,
and he's
what
gone.
a start!
Wow, okay, what a start for Garrett Halsey.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon there on that.
Oh,
He was ready.
Bentley files into 2nd, Hobson into 3rd. Battle is on for 4th now between Brandon Williams and Joe Luciano there in the 67. Whoa, Brandon getting way high on the racetrack. Had to catch it a little bit. Oh, he is hanging on for dear life right now, trying to hold on to the back end of that car. Whoa, close there off turn 4. Good run for him, though. He holds on to 4th for the time being. Halsey, Bentley, and Hobson well ahead here, so kind of spread out here in heat number 3 so far.
Could be good for some of these guys. Get a little bit of clean air, maybe figure out how the track's going to feel as it gets slicker and slicker. Try to learn how to run different lines here.
We do have complaints that the leader may have jumped the start. It's close.
It was very close. Oh, into the wall.
Goodness! Oh, a terrible crash. Oh, and he's on his side. This is going to prove to be fatal.
And he gets off the track.
Williams. So now only 4 cars on track.
Yeah, 4 cars on track, 4 make it to the feature, so we got all 4 of these guys getting in here tonight.
So under 4 laps to go. It'll be Garrett Halsey, Tyler Bentley, Scott Hobson, and Joe Luciano as the top 4 in the heat. So they will advance on to the feature here after just a couple more laps of racing.
Yeah, like we said, at this point you are racing for position.
Oh yeah, racing for feature starting position here. This kind of determines where you're going to start in that 35-lap feature race. It is a longer race, and it will feature cautions, so...
Yeah, not necessarily getting dirty for 30 tonight. It's more like dirty for 35.
35? It doesn't sound as good, but...
Definitely does not. Hey, maybe we'll have those 5 laps under caution. Stage winner.
Flag in heat number 3 is... It's going to be Garrett Halsey taking home the win in his heat. So he's got some good momentum headed for the feature race. 4th and final heat of the night. This is going to be another small field, I think.
Yes, I believe so.
Kind of let guys get gridded. Oh. Well, we'll have at least 3 cars. At least 4.
Might be all 4 racing for position here.
4. I know we don't have Austin Piper. Oh, we do have a 5th car, so we do have a race here. No, I would have been determining your starting spot anyway, so regardless of how many cars are on track, this is an important race for all 5 cars on the grid. Obviously, 1 car going to have to rely on the consolation race to get in. So here are the 5 cars that will be in heat number 4. It will be Cooper Weiss on the outside of row 1, I believe. With John Gargase on the inside. I'm probably butchering that. Row 2, Jason Nygaard and Garrett Pepiat. Or Pepiat, maybe? I don't know.
You're butchering these names like a New York, like a New York butcher shop.
Obviously, the last on the grid, shotgun on the field, is Full Pedal Jacket's own Marcus Miller.
I thought he said he was fast on dirt. Why is he starting back here?
I'd say give him race trim. Qualifying lap is not necessarily a determining factor of his race speed. We'll see how he does in his heat race here.
It'll be interesting to see how some of these guys stack up, especially with Bristol dirt in the near future. A lot closer than what a lot of these guys think, as we're getting ready to turn off here for the start.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in heat number 4. Gase sends us off into turn 1. 3 wide for second. Cars all over the racetrack. We saw Miller lay off. May have been a smart idea. So he's laying off Miller in the field. Battle for the race lead. New leader. That's that 31 of Papiat out here. Garrett comes across to take lap 2. He's running way down on the bottom though. We'll see how much momentum he can carry down there. Battle is on back here. Wreck it!
Oh!
Gargase is around. Multiple cars around. Who's going to be able to get their cars back together first? And well, that's your answer.
It looks like he is out.
Well, and he has called it a night. Wow, that was really quick. He got out of the car and he was out of here.
It's very unfortunate for him, but all 4 of these guys going to be racing now for position. They are a little bit spread out here, but, you know, turning these laps also lets you learn how the track is feeling.
Cooper Weiss maybe starting to run down the leader a little bit. The leader's running right down against the inside wall.
That line will be faster overall as long as it doesn't start to slick up real bad down there. We haven't seen a lot of guys run down there, so it's definitely got more grip as of right now.
The line I'd be more worried about if I was a driver here in this heat race is if I was Cooper Weiss. That middle line is going to slick up really, really quick once we get to the feature.
Oh yeah, you're going to have that.
Searching around for grip. Oh, right as I say something, goes a little bit higher on the racetrack.
Hunting those marbles down.
So, only 3 laps to go. We know the 4 cars that are going to get into the feature. It's Garrett Pepiat leading the field, Cooper Weiss, Jason Nygaard, Marcus Miller.
Kind of how these things go sometimes. Like we said before, these are open to the public, so we can't necessarily guarantee how everyone out here is going to go, who's going to stay, who's going to leave, who's going to get frustrated and call it a night early. But we can guarantee you that it will be action-packed, and there will be some tempers.
The feature, I guarantee you, is going to be a race you'll want to stick around for, because the best of the best at all of these heats and consolation races will all be on track at the same time, dueling it out for 35 laps. Off turn 4 in heat number 4, Garrett Pepiat comes home. He's going to win it. Final heat race of the night. And next up, we're going to have our 12-lap consolation races. And I said 2 at the beginning. With the drivers we have left, it's only going to be 1 from each of the consi races, so you got to win it to get in.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of pressure on these guys to get to that first position. Start is going to matter. You can't fall asleep like we saw a couple of guys do.
All right, so for our C main, our first of 2 provisional races, appears we are going to have 5 cars in it. Zeke Brownell will start from the pole. Outside him will be Brandon Williams in the 40. Jeff Anderson is in this race, as well as Don Milkowicz and Cole DeWeese. Cole DeWeese, a guy you expect to be making moves immediately here to see if he can make his way into the feature race after being our fastest qualifier.
Yeah, you know what they say, fast is good, but consistency is what kills whenever it comes to these dirt track races. So it could just be a benefit to him of having a clean track and some clean air. Now we'll get to see how well he can do whenever he's surrounded by other cars and really pushing it as hard as he can on a slicker track.
He does have a little bit longer in this race than he had in the heat race. He's got 12 laps instead of 10. And actually, it did just change. So we will take 2 cars from each of these consolation races. So it kind of changes the strategy a little bit. You only got to get to second here if you're DeWeese. or Milkowicz or Jeff Anderson. So you only got to pass 1, 2, maybe 3 cars for your DeWeese instead of getting all the way to the front. You got plenty of time to do it. 12 laps is a long time on this track here. So, all right, it's time to see how it goes. We'll come around and get one to go right here for C main provisional race.
Yeah, you know these guys are going to be a little bit antsy knowing that they have to get up to those top 2 positions in order to make it into our final feature.
Definitely, and especially a guy like DeWeese. He's technically row 4. He's behind 3 cars on the inside. You expect him to get up to the top of the racetrack as soon as he can here on this initial start. Appears that's where the speed's going to be once the track slicks off, especially in the feature. Maybe in this race, we'll see how much effect it has and where everybody else decides to run. Pace truck, off. C main race, first of 2. Consolation events, green flag, and Zeke Brownell headed for turn 1.
Oh, DeWeese taking the inside line there, actually.
Oh, wow, DeWeese is flying right now, right up to the back bumper of the 49 of Jeff Anderson, who's going for the race lead, and he's got it. Back to his outside, though, Zeke Brownell. Good racing here off turn number 4. So we hit lap 2 of 12. Battle is going to be on here for that second spot. No surprise, Cole DeWeese has made his way to the top 2. Oh, slides the back end out a little bit there, though. He's going to have to make that time up.
He might be having that wing trimmed down a little bit too low there. You notice that car's getting really sideways down there at the bottom. I know it's carrying a lot of speed, but that's the issue.
To second, though. So he has cleared Zeke Brownell there for second. He's going after the leader, Jeff Anderson, now. No surprise at all. That 33 is on rails. And he is going to make the pass. New leader, Cole DeWeese. So that'll be on for the second and final transfer spot here. Let's come off turn 4. It'll be 8 laps to go in the first of 2 consolation races. Goes back to that bottom line off 1 and 2. And top 2 are kind of pulling away here from Brownell and Don Milkowicz there in 3rd and 4th. Just not really much they can do. Top 2 cars have pulled away.
Can't say anything yet. Coming up on a lap car here, it's going to be interesting to see if they have a little bit of trouble getting around him.
See, first time for lap traffic tonight. Whoa, that was close. That was really close. Brandon Williams almost cost Cole DeWeese the consolation win and likely almost cost him a transfer spot. Keeps the lead though, and you see him. He's getting really high on the racetrack now. May have kissed the wall there with the regular tire.
He is.
Turn 4 to be 4 laps to go. Battle may be shaping up for second though. Don Milkowicz has made it to 3rd. He's got 4 laps to get there.
He might have been taking the laps that he's had to figure out the track. It looks like he's gaining a little bit of speed here.
He's trying. Anderson's struggling at this end of the racetrack. And Don is able to pick up some time. He is sending it into 1 and 2. I'm telling you what, he's driving the wheels off that thing, trying to chase down the 49. 33 of DeWeese takes 2 laps to go. He has set sail. Meanwhile, the battle may be on for second. Don's got 2 laps. He is sending it into 1. He's going to try to get there. Oh, he may have a shot at him right here. Oh, cars are wrecking. Oh, my goodness. The 16 of Brown was in the wall. White flag in our consolation race. Holy cow, Don sends it around the outside.
Oh,
maybe it's only shot right there. He's going to get
that
another
might have
shot at him,
been.
though.
He's been fast. He's going for the switchback, but holding that bottom line. Oh,
not quite. Anderson gets in for second. So Cole DeWeese and Jeff Anderson transfer into our feature event.
If I'm Anderson, I'm glad that there wasn't another lap in that race, staring down the 2 of Don Milkowicz, gaining closer and closer like that, and those final 2 laps must have been terrifying.
This could perhaps be the easiest race of the night, because if I'm looking at it, it appears only 2 cars are going to start this thing. So it appears 2 cars out of 2 will make it to the feature.
That's what we say. We had a similar situation whenever we were running a little bit of practice in this format on Friday, and we started a heat race with 2 cars, and unfortunately one of them dropped out due to losing it a little bit and getting caught in the catch fence. So
gotta love it, man. So it looks like we'll start with 2 cars for our second consolation race. Kind of Well, it still is a battle for feature position, for starting position between these two cars. It's still a pretty important race, despite there only being 2 cars on the racetrack. Well,
But that's kind of how it goes. Like we said, we
kinda how
can't
it goes.
necessarily guarantee how things are going to shape up here whenever we do these Full Pedal Jacket Oval Madness races. It's a lot less serious, a lot more fun, a lot more testing things out for guys who maybe don't have a chance to do it otherwise, and still get it broadcasted, show off to their friends, family, and whoever they want to, and put on a little bit of an extra show for everybody who's stuck with us and enjoying watching our content week to week.
So with both cars making the race, you kind of alluded to it. They can not only battle for their starting spot, but also kind of put on an extra show for both us up here, the other drivers that are watching them, and the fans out there watching as well.
Hey, all of this is a learning experience, not only for them out on the track right now, but for the other guys watching. You're going to be able to see 2 cars out there in clean air take on the track. They're going to be able to test out every line, see which one is slicked off the most, where they can hunt down the most grip. So
Race truck's off.
Green flag.
2 cars will run our B main here. They're both in, but they're going to try to put on a show for us. Yakovsky goes wide in turn 1 and 2. Slid the back end out a little bit too far. Man, these guys are struggling with this racetrack right now. Tell how much it is slicked off. Here,
Yeah,
right
that-
around that middle groove especially. Now it seems they've got their racing lines in, so they'll start to put down some laps.
hey, whenever you know that you're one of 2 cars out there on the track, there's a lot of eyes on you specifically. That pressure can kind of get to some guys here.
Oh, definitely. It doesn't seem to be getting to either of these two now that they've got their racing lines down. Evans running a little bit closer to the top in 1 and 2, and now he's running up there in 3 and 4 as well. Now drives it to the middle of the racetrack.
Yeah, these guys are doing a real good job. They're really testing that cushion and kind of packing it in up there at the very top. Pretty good for some of the guys that are wanting to run the high line later on in this race. There's going to be some grip there to start off in the feature.
So it appears that Yakovsky's making up some time. We have a battle for the consolation win here with 8 laps to go. 2 car lengths back, and he rips right up against the fence in 3 and 4. Some of the highest we've seen anybody run all night. Look at the momentum he carries because of it. He's going to get some serious speed. Man, he's kissing the wall at the right front. He's ripping the fence. He's there. Dives it to the inside. He's going to try to slide up on Blake Evans. He makes it work. 6 laps to go, new leader. Michael Yakovsky. Here comes Evans, though. Back to the inside. Got to run off 3 and 4. Battle for the race lead. And Yakovsky's around. Oh, my goodness. Now, no damage means both cars are going to be able to keep going. Both cars were slow. That's what you talked about earlier, the grit that these guys have to still put on a show and determine their finishing position. Obviously not as harmful as it would be if there were a 10 or 12 car field for this.
Yeah, you know you're going to get it in. If you get out and have a situation like that, you kind of get to fill out the track, spread out a little bit.
So we're going to put 4 laps to go.
It may be here that we have our sportsman winner of the night, Blake Evans. He might be slowing down here to allow Yakovsky a chance to catch up.
I'm almost wondering if maybe he was kind of giving Yakovsky a chance to catch up, maybe a little 2-lap dash. If he can get over here, we'll see. Maybe he's just trying not to wreck the car. I'm not sure. I think he appears to be waiting for the 88 though, so we'll see if we have any kind of race between those two, and here's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, you'll see he'll start to wind that thing up here.
He starts to wind it up. Wow, that's a really cool move by the 9 of Blake Evans. And we're going to get a nice lap and a half of a battle for the win. Yakovsky's there. He's going to send it in. He's going to slide up the racetrack. Evans with a nice switchback off 4. Double final at the white flag. Evans really low on the racetrack. Slides way back up. Yakovsky gets a good run off 2. He's going to have a shot at him here in 3 and 4.
Oh, a little bit of contact.
To the line.
Oh, door banging at the line.
Goodness, Evans wins it in a photo finish. Now that was something. Now we're going to have actually a bit of a warm-up. I actually forgot about this. We're going to let these guys get out and run some laps.
Yeah, maybe figure out what their race line's
how
going to
many
be.
cars we're actually going to have in this feature. We have had a few more that were locked in jump out, so I'll see how many we've got for the feature here. Here's we're still going to have 16 cars for the feature, so it's definitely still the most cars we have put on track all night long. Warm up, give you a little bit of a closer look at these guys ripping laps on the warm up.
Yeah, you can see him really ripping that dirt up, slinging it right up against the wall in the cameras here.
And there was Sukovsky again running some of the closest I've seen anybody run the fence. This is going to be something else.
Yeah, 35 laps going to be up here after we finish this 5 minutes they have here warm up.
You see Alex Coffey come by the camera. Oh, wow. Oh, terrible.
I expect some of these guys to be going up there on that high line trying to pack in some of this cushion after they've reworked this track and get it to where they can run some fast laps up there.
It certainly is. I'll kind of let them go in here. Some more than 2.5 minutes left for these guys to throw laps on the racetrack.
You see that dust.
Gotta jump out to a different camera angle here, back to the one we were using before.
Yeah, with this many cars on the track, you're going to notice these guys really ripping up the dirt, putting in some worn out lines and maybe a little bit of rubber here for this 5 minutes. You can get quite a few laps in and get some good racing, try to figure out what the guys around you are maybe thinking about running in the race.
There's some really good racing happening right now in the warm-up. This group right here, Garrett Holsey, Justin Osborne, John Curtis, and I tell you that back car is might be John Anderson back there. Jeff Anderson, excuse me, in the 49. Oh, no, I don't think it's him either. This car, it's Eric Anderson, sorry. So Anderson is actually fastest right now in our warm-up session.
Yeah.
So a little over 2 minutes left.
You can see the effect that the previous races have had on the track. If you remember, our fastest qualifying lap was a 13.44, and right now the fastest lap we have on the board is a 13.59. So definitely a couple of tenths of seconds getting shaved off of this, and as these guys wear this in, get all this dirt packed and get some rubber laid down, they're going to be running slower and slower.
Well, yeah, definitely. It also could be that we actually have cars on track now, rather than a solo qualifying lap where you can really let it rip into the corners. You kind of got to be aware of the people around you now, especially now running the top as well. Makes your lap time slower, not the fastest way around time-wise. Still a minute and a half until we grid for the feature. Go through the grid once they get onto it. There.
We're going to go quiet here for just a moment, let you guys really appreciate the sound of these engines and the views of these cars going around here, and get ready for our broadcast of our feature. Alright, as we're getting ready to go into the gridding process for our feature, we'll go through the list of drivers, their position, and get you a show by Alex Coffee.
Oh, man. And that kind of leads right into our starting lineup for our 35-lap feature event. Your pole sitter is going to be Alex Coffee. So, and outside of him is going to be Nathan Bentley. So, a potential Full Pedal Jacket member, maybe a guy making his first start in the next couple of weeks, and Nathan Bentley, obviously an established name if you've watched us before. They're going to make up the front row of the field. Second row is only going to be Garrett Halsey, I believe, on the grid. And we'll obviously kind of fill it in as we go in the race. So the row behind them is going to be Eric Einerson and Donald Blackburn. Behind them, Tyler Bentley and Cooper Weiss. Next row back going to be Justin Osborne and Brady Shue. That's 9th and 10th. Scott Hobson will start 11th. John Curtis will start 13th. Cole DeWeese, Blake Evans, Jeff Anderson, and Michael Yukowski. They were the 4 cars to get in through the consolation races. They'll gain a few spots here for some guys that dipped out of the session a little bit early. They'll round out the field here of 16 cars for the feature, and we will take 1 to go and get ready for our 35-lap feature. The World of Outlaws call it the greatest show on dirt. And I can tell you what, we're going to have a great show for you tonight. Next time by, we'll get the green flag. These guys are ready, and so are we. We hope you are as well. A night of racing comes down to this, the first ever edition of Full Pedal Jacket's Oval Madness. Come down to a 35-lap all-out feature race. Pace truck is off. Coffee off turn 4. Green flags in the air. We're underway from the feature at Eldora. They split way off going into turn number 1. Wrecking already.
Yeah, I saw somebody catch and go around there. Maybe somebody got caught there slowing up the car on the back.
It's a name you know. It's Brady Shue in the 68. Oh, let me still be wrecking up here. Maybe just sit in the wall. So we'll get them re-racked.
Yeah, fortunately for these guys.
Joe Luciano wrecks as well. I thought he had jumped out of the session. Must have come back. Whoa!
Having trouble getting that car around.
Everybody else doing a good job to miss him. Flipped the car in reverse and almost went a little bit too far.
Yeah, like we said before, fortunately for these guys, no damage on these means that some of the guys that maybe don't have as much experience, or some of the guys who maybe got a little bit unlucky and get caught up in some stuff, still get to finish out this race.
So we're under lap number 1 still. It appears caution laps are not going to count. So just like your average dirt track feature on a Saturday night, we're going to re-rack them and run them back and restart technically on lap number 2 of 35.
Now these two guys up front, you see them battling here on dirt. You may be seeing them battle next week at Atlanta as well on the track. It'll be interesting to see if they can duke it out and stay up front as the top 2 members of Full Pedal Jacket.
Continue to pace on our first caution of the night. In fact, I think we're getting ready to go back green. It'll be lap number 2 of 35. Yep, pace truck's off. Coffee brings them down. Flagman waves the green flag. We're back underway from Eldora. Good start from the inside. It's Coffee breaking into turn 1, and he gets loose.
Around he goes.
Coffee's around. And still around. Oh, and car's flipping back here. Jeff Anderson's in it. Luciano's in it. Brady Shue may have been in it again. Not his night. Whoa.
Yeah, Alex Coffee there, I think he got a little bit too antsy there going into that corner, wanting to get a big run-off out, and ended up being to his detriment, getting up in that loose.
Over here in 3 and 4. Oh, 67 Luciano's going for pit road. So we continue to pace. Scoring starts to update here. It's kind of freaking out here.
Yeah, Yeah, you'll see it looks like some guys are going a couple laps down. That's just due to the fact of the scoring being a little bit odd whenever it comes to iRacing. Everybody out here pretty much still on the lead lap. I believe 2 guys that we had come in front of the field that are out are the only ones that are multiple laps down. So we'll throw all of the laps out the window and we'll just go based off of car position here. As yes, it does seem like those who are multiple laps down have chose to call it a night.
Yeah, still plenty of cars here to finish the race. Pace truck's off. Again, the leader now is going to be Garrett Halsey in the 17.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag. Oh, he kind of gets a late start. That may have been a little bit of overcompensation from our heat racing. He may jump the gun. Oh, but Nathan Bentley's around.
Oh, man.
Bentley's around in the middle of the field.
Are we going to get a green flag lap? That is the question at this point.
There is a time limit as well. We set 25 minutes for the race. Oh, we got a car flipped on the front stretch. What in the world? We got a car on its side.
It's unfortunate for those guys who got caught upside down, don't have anyone who willing to be their buddy out there and flip them back over.
We'll kind of let things sort themselves out again under another caution. We're on lap 3. We'll restart on lap 4.
Now looking here, Deweese and Hukowski are our biggest movers so far, up 12 positions and 14 positions from their start. So obviously some fast guys that got caught in a little bit of trouble early on in their heat racing. Showing it here that they know how to get these cars around this track in a very fast manner, and they know where to hunt the grip at. And as we said before, if you all are enjoying the content we're putting out here tonight, be sure to tune in on Tuesday for our Cup Series qualifying. That is for Full Pedal Jacket Intimidator Cup Series. And Wednesday, whenever we head to the Atlanta Motor Speedway and do our 170 laps there for Intimidator Cup Series points standings.
Field comes around here.
Green flag, green
It's
flag.
Halsey again, leading him to the green flag as he blinks out. And he's gone. And he's gone. And he's still gone. Still gone. And now he's back. He's going to slide way up the racetrack. Yep, could have seen that coming from a mile away. And we are going to complete.
Yeah, very good to see one lap completed here, as Halsey is just driving away with this thing, maybe getting a little bit out of control there, sliding up into the wall, but he's definitely found a way to run the cushion and get that car around the track.
Einerson is second right now. Osborne wants it. And look out. Don't look now. Cole DeWeese is up to P4. It's absolutely fine. Plenty of laps to go and a caution flag. And
I believe that was our pole sitter, Alex Coffey.
Again.
We might have to go back and see exactly what happened there. We'll hop into the replay and see what went down. If we
We have a
can.
complaint that a car is blinking in and out. Obviously, we saw Halsey do it. Halsey came back. The car in question is the 48. Oh boy. '48's blinking pretty bad. Like, bad.
Well, it looks like we might have a little bit of a technical issue here.
Oh, there's a technical issue. It's a technical issue with one car apparently.
I meant as far as it stands for our stream here, we're having a little bit of an issue getting everything all sorted together.
Yeah, 48 is the car in question, and he's... Well, we'll see if it... Well, it may have sorted itself out. He's right there inside row 3. Oh. I don't know.
And we have a little bit of an issue here with...
Yeah, we're back under green flag racing here, but we got a bit of a technical issue.
Yeah, it looks like Iracing does not like me again.
Iracing does not like anybody, apparently, this week. It happened... If you watched our race from Bristol last weekend, you'll know this is the same thing that happened. I'll try to give you the best commentary I can. Halsey did lead the field back to the green flag, and he is pretty well away from the field right now. It's Justin Osborne into second. Third right now is the 48 of Blackburn. Yellow flag's back out again.
So not too much action missed.
Not really. I'm trying to see what car it is here. Looking through. It's Eric Einerson in the 27. Got out of shape in turns 1 and 2. Ended up on his lid. So he will head to the pit road and will pace under another... We've been asked about the 48 again.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we didn't get to see that short green flag run that we've had, and as well as what we've said multiple times before here, we can't really guarantee the quality of racing we're going to get out here, as this is open to the public. We definitely have a lot of fast guys out in this lobby tonight, but it's just going to come down to, a couple of guys at the end, I believe. So as we're working on getting the live stream here back up and running for you, you'll see our little intro video that we have made. Get a sneak peek at some of the action that goes on in our Cup Series. If you're interested in any sort of NASCAR racing, we do stage racing for championship points. At the end, there will be one guy who is crowned champion of Full Pedal Jacket. So be sure to check that out Tuesday and Wednesday night.
Yeah, definitely. It's fun content to do. Just about as fun as doing this, although dirt racing does have its own special charm to it. But yeah, definitely check us out on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Meanwhile, green flag's back on lap number 10. Wow, nobody went on that restart. Cars in the wall, cars flipping. And that one is the 17. He was late to the throttle. So a stack up. It involves Nathan Bentley. It involves, trying to see here, car-wise, Justin Osborne is in it as well. I definitely saw Osborne and Bentley. The 49 of Jeff Anderson was in it as well. So we will pace under another caution here. I believe we should be back on live stream, so...
Yeah, we are finally back here. Again, you're not missing too much here besides a bunch of eye pacing.
Whoa, car trying to get in line. Contact under caution.
Might be some guys a little bit angry with each other there.
A dirt track, late night dirt track feature. No surprise. Maybe some tempers going into it. And our field is whittled down quite a bit. We'll have to see, obviously, when scoring takes back over, but I think we're down to about 10 or 11 cars left in the feature.
It's very unfortunate for the guys that we've had drop out, but again, it's not our normal group of guys that we have in here. We don't expect a lot of them to stay. That's just kind of how it goes in these hosted lobbies late nights.
So field getting smaller, but action Definitely not going away at all. It'll be Halsey again on the restart. And hopefully he gets on the gas a little bit earlier this time. Was a little bit late to it last restart. Going to be Jeff Anderson on the front row with him in the 49. Green flag's back out. Halsey a little bit slow to the gas again. Better start for everybody, though. Oh, spinner!
Trying to send it way too hard on the outside.
And again, no caution, still green.
I mean, some guys must have either pulled it off the track or gotten it rolling again. Halsey may have the best strategy there, starting out slow and taking that inside line. You know, it doesn't give him the best jump.
Out.
Oh, I see someone flipped over there. I believe that is Michael Huvkovsky, who we saw flipped over on the backstretch. One of the guys who started up front. That's very unfortunate for him.
68's out of shape over here as well. Brady Shoe is on his side.
Oh.
Probably not going anywhere on this one. Oh, he's attempting. Hold on. We're going to keep an eye on this because this is incredible.
Oh, and there he goes.
No. Decided better of it. So with that, with only about 10 minutes left to complete as many laps as we can.
Is that DeWeese who has made himself available in the second position there?
I believe it is.
What an amazing run he has had to get himself up here in this race. You know, if he ends up winning this thing, it might be some of the underdog story or the biggest underdog story of the night. Having worked his way through a very, very fast qualifying, then wrecking out in his heat race, making it in through the consolation, and then back here he is. And then I believe behind him is the 9 of Evans, who we saw slow up and give the other guy a chance to catch back up to him in their heat.
So just under 10 minutes to go. This is where you're going to see it. A few of the best cars are at the front of this field. They're going to duke it out for our feature victory. Green flag. On lap 13. Oh, car sideways, out of shape. That's the 49 Anderson again. Halsey's off into turn 3. He's got the race lead. DeWeese has found his way to P2. We'll try to chase him down.
We definitely know he's got the speed there, but with this track getting slicked off, we're going to see how well he can run his line.
Well, Halsey is so far out in front, extending his lead into caution flag. And I'm honestly not sure what this one is for. I don't even see a car around on the racetrack, so...
I believe it's coming out as Michael Huvkovsky on this one.
I didn't see his car come to a stop on my track map here, but
we'll go back and see exactly
we'll definitely try to
what
take
happened.
a look at it because that's one I did not catch.
Oh, I see it here. Two guys got spin around and then might have been on the throttle still running it backwards. Not too major of a crash compared to what we've seen going on lately here tonight, but definitely enough to spur on that Iracing caution. So looking at this, it's going to come down to, I believe, maybe not a lap race, but a timed race here, maybe going for an endurance challenge.
So field's on lap 14. We have switched to single file restarts. Trying to alleviate some of the cautions. Apparently that doesn't work either, so we'll see what happens. Halsey is the leader on the restart again. We may be wrecking back there around P3. That was Jeff Anderson that said it on the restart.
Yeah, definitely some guys going to be unhappy about that.
Get it together. But, this time DeWeese is way closer to Halsey. We'll see if he can run him down. Oh, Halsey was close to the wall. 7 minutes left, or 20 laps, whichever one we get done first.
Yeah, if these guys run green for the rest of this race, it can definitely be done in 7 minutes. We're looking at times of, I believe, somewhere into the 15-second margin, so.
Deweese is there. I don't know if he'll get to the back bumper of Garrett Halsey, but he is tracking him like a hawk right now. Trying to make the 17 make a mistake. Well, he runs the bottom. That may have hurt the 33 a little bit.
Yeah, you definitely notice that as long as you can ride that cushion, which Halsey is doing right here, you get so much speed running on the top here at Eldora. It's hard to catch up on the bottom.
Well, and he is ripping it really, really well right now. And he has pulled away from the 33 of Cole DeWeese. Meanwhile, back a little bit further in the field as these two pace our feature event. We get past the cars on pit road. There you see Blake Evans. He's running 5th right now to battle with Jeff Anderson. The caution's out again. Caution, caution, caution. And this is another one that I don't see a car around.
I see Brady Shewan, and I did notice as we switch back there to Evans, there might have been a car who got caught down at the bottom of the track, flipped over again. And seeing how Brady Shew has been notorious for that tonight, I believe that may be the cause for it. Hey, you never know. Deweese may be sliding Brady a little bit of cash there to be able to catch up to Halsey as he just absolutely soared away from him after a couple laps.
I don't know if you can say that. That's a bit of a stretch. I mean, we'll see if Deweese gets a good enough restart here to get to the back bumper of Halsey and pass him.
Hey, you never know.
I don't think you can say that still, but, you know.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Brady's just having a rough night out here. He's had a rough week, really, after his performance at Bristol, and then followed up by this. Not to mention, unfortunately for him, getting tickets to go watch the NASCAR truck race and a day off of work coming to it be rained out. So I think Brady's just had some bad luck. Well, while we're pacing around here for hopefully the last time, I think we'll take this moment to talk about our sponsor, our league sponsor, JCB Excavation Inc. If you're in the New England area, specifically Rhode Island, and you need any sort of excavation work done, please be sure to contact them. Tell them Full Pedal Jacket sent you.
Yep, they're a great friend of our league and a great support to us as well. Green flag with 15 to go, about 4 minutes left. So it appears it's going to be a race against the clock. 3 wide, a little bit further back. That's around Evans. I can't tell who that car is coming up 3 wide. There's a car making serious moves right now. He's coming for 3rd. I can't tell who it is. It's Tyler Bentley. He is absolutely on rails.
That seems pretty on par for him, right? We call him slow not because of his speed, but because it takes him a while to get going.
He's caught Deweese. He's going for P2. 3.5 minutes to go. It seems like he's going to be way better on the top, unfortunately. So we'll see. He's going to have to get back up to the 33 and hope the 33 runs the bottom.
Yeah, maybe get a little bit of a switchback on him, slide job.
Back up to our leader, Garrett Halsey. He has completely run away with this feature event after taking the lead very, very early on. And with only about 3 minutes to go, he may finish the race here. We'll see if we can go green to the end.
I noticed the 30 car of Hobson just jumped over Curtis there. Curtis losing a lot of speed through a corner. He might have taken the low side there, or maybe went for a slide job on the guy in front of him there. And he's definitely dropping back now.
So Halsey continues to lead, running right up against the fence. Deweese really not making up any ground. Top 4 are pretty separate from one another at this point.
Finally getting some lap traffic coming into the frame there, so that may play a part where it's pretty much turned into a high side battle.
Oh, hang on just a minute. We got a yellow flag. He's going to have to win a restart. Do you happen to have a card number? That doesn't help.
While we're waiting here, we'll take a look at all these guys out here on the track. and maybe see some of their sponsors. Oh, just we're saying that, it looks like Jeff Anderson might have had some issue. I think he might have dropped out there. It's unfortunate for him, but something that we've seen a lot in the league, specifically with Matthew Fleming, having a couple of those issues go on with his internet, and especially I know how that feels given the fact of earlier that happened to me during this stream. So very unfortunate for him. Cuts down our final feature running to buy one car, but hopefully he'll be able to hop back in the car and get the sim booted back up, maybe to not finish on the lead lap, but a couple laps down.
Only a minute and a half. That's unlikely.
Oh, very much so, yeah.
We'll see
Maybe
if we
the
can get a
last.
restart. I'm hoping we at least get one restart, give DeWeese and Bentley and Blake Evans at least a chance.
If iRacing blesses us with an extra 5 minutes like they sometimes do in these,
Oh, it's true.
we very well may be able to get to the end here without any
DeWeese-
issues.
DeWeese and Bentley are going to be hoping for a really solid restart right here. It's going to take a pretty decent send into turn one to get past him. Green flag. Oh, DeWeese is there this time. Can he steal the top? He can't. Holsey slides up.
Oh,
DeWeese
might
is
be
gonna
going for a
cross
switch
it.
back.
Might be a battle for the win here. Oh, they may be. Oh, they're crashing hard in the back. No caution yet. Holsey out front. DeWeese had a shot. Couldn't make it work.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to have enough time here with the amount of laps ticking down and the time ticking down in this race, but it looks like he may have to be fighting for his position as Evans and Tyler Bentley are making their way up close.
Really hard that time into 1 and 2. Bentley around the top, bringing up a battle for the second position. I'm showing checkered flag.
I am too. That may be it for us. We may have ran out of time. Oh my!
Goodness! It must be the checkered flag.
I would hope so.
So, kind of an early finish there. I mean, it looked like if we had run the last 5 laps, it was going to be much of the same. So, after 35 laps of feature racing, here's a look at your winner. Garrett Holsey gets it done in the first edition of Full Pedal Jackets Oval Madness. And
Ooh.
look at this burnout wall.
Put on a show there. Oh, he lands it.
Go for the fans. He landed it. See if he does any more. So he's going to park it at the line. See if he goes to the stage in typical Eldora fashion.
Very well may see him pull it down in there. If
It's
not,
a nice victory lane moment for him. He's going to, he's going to try. Maybe, maybe not. It's a
throw it in reverse.
It's a 3-point turn. It's a 3-point turn. There we go. He's headed for the stage, I believe. I'll try to get a little bit better look at the stage here. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. There's a good look at the stage. Garrett Holsey, your winner in Oval Madness. Here in week number 1 at Eldora. A bit of a crash fest of a feature race. Overall, a fun event for me. A fun event for, I'm sure, at least some of these drivers. Some of them, maybe not quite as fun. Maybe a little bit more angry here than happy with that one. So congrats to Mr. Holsey there on really a great performance in the feature race. Got the restarts he needed and drove away from what I thought was going to be the fastest car of the night in Cole DeWeese in the 33. But, man, Holsey turned it on when he needed to in the feature and gets it done. We'll kind of go through some of the rest of the lineup here as we wrap up tonight's event. A little bit shorter than I expected. So Holsey wins. DeWeese is second. Tyler Bentley comes home in third. Blake Evans in fourth. And Scott Hobson rounds the top 5. It'll be Hukowski sixth. Nathan Bentley seventh. John Curtis eighth. Jeff Anderson ninth. Brady Shue 10th. Justin Osborne 11th. Eric Einerson in the 12th position. Donald Blackburn and Alex Coffey are 13th and 14th. Joe Luciano and Cooper Weiss round out the cars that started tonight's feature event. So really not much else to say. I had thought about there as the feature started to come to an end, we may want to get with the mastermind of our first Fpj Oval Madness, and that's the guy that finished third, Tyler Bentley. We'll see if he is available for a minute. We'll get a word with him. If not, we'll go and wrap it up for the evening. Oh, yeah, I see him. Let's see if we can get him in here.
Posting some more for sure.
Hey, Tyler, broadcast booth, you got me?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, you're the mastermind of tonight's event. So, I mean, obviously, first, I want to ask you, how did you think it went? Are you satisfied with the results tonight?
Yeah, I mean, for it being a lobby with league guys and people we've never raced before, and it also being on dirt, which some people struggle on if they've never raced there. I guess the main thing is I hope everybody that showed up had a good time, and I know I did. I was just getting it figured out on the top side there in the closing laps, so
Yeah,
I
we
was
saw you.
hoping for some more green flag laps. But
Yeah, we kind of saw you start to charge towards the front there. I definitely want to ask though. I mean, what was the motivation? Obviously, 410 sprints at Eldora. It's a really entertaining dirt race. So I kind of want to know what motivated you to bring us here for our first version of this.
Well, I live in Ohio. I've been to Eldora many times. I love the track, and I also love sprint car racing. So I figured, why not? I'll host a 410 race at Eldora, and that's what we did tonight.
It was a lot of fun for sure, and we definitely want to thank you for hosting it. And man, that was a lot of fun, and we can't wait till the next one.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
That was the brains behind the operation here. Tyler Bentley came to us with the idea of running the 410s at Eldora, first version of this, and it really did not disappoint. The entire night, from heat races to consolation races to our feature race, plenty of stories to go around for everybody. With all of that said, I believe that's going to be it for us tonight from the first edition of Full Pedal Jacket Oval Madness. Be on the lookout. We'll probably talk about it next week during our normal scheduled league events. We'll be talking about what we may do next week. And it will be on Saturday night, on Sunday night. This was hopefully a one-time postponement, per se, to Sunday instead of Saturday. Usually we're going to be running it on Saturday night. Just kind of some fun races for our guys and for anybody else who wants to join up and get with us. Next week, we are in Atlanta for the Intimidator Cup Series for round number 6. And we'll be running 170 laps there as we continue on the push towards the first ever Intimidator Cup Series playoffs. And next Tuesday and Wednesday, 8 p.m., qualifying on Tuesday, race on Wednesday as per the usual. Our usual group of guys is going to get back out there and see who takes home the trophy in Atlanta. I think that is it for me, Peyton, unless you've got anything else.
That is it as far as I'm concerned. Like he said, be sure to check us out either Tuesday, Wednesday, or if you're out there and you're wanting to join in on some of these, it's not always going to be dirt. So we've got a couple of things in mind, and we'll let you know more about that on Wednesday broadcast, I am sure.
Definitely, for sure. And with all of that said, that's Peyton Jennings, league owner. And I am, as always, Dawson Wise, a.k.a. Big Hickory. We hope that you all enjoyed tonight's events. And we will see you back here real soon next week for our events at Atlanta. With that said, have a good night, everybody.